Hey, what's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D. About to react to this Maury vid. It's titled YouTube CEO's Son Passes and People Are Happy About It. People are sick in the head. Why would you be happy about this? I'm very confused. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the former CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki's son, who was 19, just died in his dorm room, and somehow this is good. And a lot of people seem to be celebrating this. Some people are saying she found out he was using an ad blocker. Another person said the sacrifice of her own success. Bro must have been using an ad blocker. Vaxxed, womp. And there's some other wild comments like the ritual has began. A sacrifice was given. If it was a vax injury, we will never hear about it. Susan was a huge advocate for censorship and the suppression of health-related information. What goes around comes around. His last YouTube search was fentanyl overdose, what to do, quote, but he got a 5-minute ad. What an evil woman. He got demonetized, IRL. And listen, a lot of these comments are very hateful and disrespectful because to a lot of these people, Susan Wojcicki ruined their lives. To a lot of these people and potential creators and just viewers. At the time that Susan Wojcicki was the CEO of YouTube, to them, she ruined the platform and then banned a lot of channels that didn't deserve to get banned. And, you know, we had the whole demonetization ever. You couldn't even...
Okay, y'all acting like she did it herself. Like she was on YouTube and, like, fucking deleting people's channels and shit. But I'm sure he's referring more to, like, the policies that she set in place. Because YouTube is a lot more lenient now. I can't lie. My channel even got terminated at one point. And I had to fight for it back. This was, like, a couple years ago. It was a while ago, but if y'all was around, y'all know. You know. People was hitting me up on Instagram. Where's your channel? It's gone. My shit, they clapped my shit. All right, so I think it was under the time that she was the CEO. It was very strict for a certain period of time, but they've eased up a lot because there were a lot of complaints because it was not fair what was happening.
And swear or
to wish this on her son is
PG-13 without getting your entire video cut off from earning ads. So to a lot of these people, she absolutely is the bane over their existence, and they probably couldn't care less that her son is now dead, which I find just completely ridiculous, as no child should pay for the sins of their parents. Just because Susan was a horrible CEO does not mean that her son deserved to die. Now, I want to read this one post from this former creator, and his name is Mr. Obvious. And he said, "I'm not gonna virtue signal over how sorry I am, or, quote, even if you don't like her, she doesn't deserve this, quote, crap." Susan Wojcicki destroyed and ruined so many lives. For years, she directly destroyed my livelihood. Obviously, no parent deserves to bury their child, but, quote, spoiled rich kid going to an Ivy League school overdoses on drugs, quote, is a tale as old as time. I went to a community college. I didn't have money for drugs. Then when I finally built a small career for myself, Susan came in and targeted channels like mine. She literally ruined my life. I feel sorry for the kid, as idiotic as it may have been, but I have zero empathy for Susan Wojcicki. She didn't care how many lives she destroyed. I don't care about hers. Get mad about it, cope, and see. I will never back down on this. And as you can see, this guy's very passionate about the situation. As he said himself, he was a college student. He was broke. Yes, he was an upcoming YouTuber who was getting steady income.
You can pay for verification now.
For whatever reason, his channel got terminated. And now he has a grudge against Susan. And if I were in his position, I'd probably feel the same way. But, you know, I don't know. Emotions are a complicated thing, and clearly he feels like his life was ruined, and a lot of other people do too. Some people are saying she voted for this. Another person said she found out he was using ad blocker, killed him dead. Someone else said never show empathy for villains, wish them only the worst. Another person made this meme saying, it is so true, rich fails in values. I have fun on YouTube but can't even go on because it's being throttled to the point it feels like a dial-up, with this meme attached of Susan in clown makeup with the caption, "We want to help small content creators," in a sarcastic manner. Somebody said, I don't feel sorry for the kid. Somebody else said, karma's a bitch. Now, at this point in time, I can't really dictate how these people are supposed to feel or not to feel, and I can't change their opinions on the matter. All I'll say is that even if Susan was a horrible CEO, a horrible person, or if she supported horrible policies, does not mean that her son should now be shitted on online for what is likely a accidental overdose of whatever drugs she was taking that may have been laced with fentanyl. Now, I'm not going to get into any politics here, but we already know where where fentanyl comes from. Obviously, most of it not in this country, from other places, not within our region. I'm not going to say the words, but, you know, something needs to be done about this, you know? Too many people are losing their lives because of drug overdoses. Ironically, 2 matches passed because of an alleged drug overdose. Now, according to the New York Post, though, they say the 19-year-old son of former YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki died Tuesday inside a dorm at the University of California, Berkeley. Marco Troper, a freshman math major, was found unresponsive in a Clark Kerr campus dorm around 4:23 p.m. and emergency responders' attempts to resuscitate were unsuccessful. And here, as we can see, Susan with her son and her husband. They say he ingested a drug and we don't know what was in it. One thing we do know is it was a drug. We want to prevent this from happening to any other family, added Esther Wojcicki, who is the grandmother of this young man and the mother of Susan Wojcicki. They say a toxicology report to confirm Troper's cause of death will take up to 30 days, but I'm sure they likely already found out how he died and what was already ingested. The grandmother, Esther Wojcicki, remembered her grandson as the most kind, loving, smart, fun, and beautiful human being in a touching tribute. Our family is devastated beyond comprehension. Troper, a promising math major, was in his second semester at UC Berkeley and a member of Zeta Psi fraternity. Marco's life was cut too short. We are all devastated thinking about all the opportunities and life experiences that he will miss and we will miss together. But yeah, I mean, with all that being said, hopefully now that a very powerful person's child has OD'd from something that has been affecting a plethora of families in poverty, middle class, and poor families all across this country for over a decade, maybe this will finally shed some light to the problem. Like, the issue is so bad that there is a whole YouTube channel called Texas Pictures Documentaries that I found about last year, dedicated in uploading documentary quality videos on all the victims in Texas, teens and young men who are dying from fentanyl-laced drugs. And it's just like sad. Like, I want all of you after this video to head on over to this channel, Texas Pictures Documentaries, and just take a look at some of their videos. I mean, it's really heartbreaking, honestly. You know, I'm scrolling through this page right now and you can see there are hundreds and hundreds of videos of just people just dying off of this stuff, coming from across the, well, you know, I can't say that in this video for obvious reasons, but the one video that I saw last year that really messed me up was this one right here, titled Fentanyl Poisoning Joshua Gillahan's Story.
So this is Joshua Gillahan, and he was my only child. He was only 14, and he was our world. I honestly can't comprehend why this is not an absolute national emergency. I don't know why we're not having press conferences from the White House, just like we did for COVID, regarding
and how they were with crack, with war on drugs, all of that. Where's that energy?
Crisis. I don't know why on everyone's TV there's not a scrolling banner at the bottom, you know, warning everyone that nothing is safe unless it comes from a pharmacy. You know, I can't comprehend why a bigger deal is not being made of this situation. Really, we started having some issues, noticing some changes around the 7th grade. So he was about 12. And my husband, when him and his friends came home from being out and about, he just suspected something was weird because we had to go somewhere and my son ran upstairs real quick to put his backpack away, and that was kind of weird. So my husband wondered what was in the backpack, and he ended up finding some marijuana in the backpack. We had many talks even before this happened about drugs in general, and you know, you have your path to choose, your choices make a difference, and all of that. Many talks. And so of course we started that again, and you know, tried to do everything we could to explain to him why we were so upset. He really felt like, you know, pot wasn't that big of a deal. Marijuana, what's the big deal? It's all natural, you know, blah blah blah. So we started, you know, having more talks, and of course keeping him under a tighter rein. We even started counseling, trying to figure out what was causing him to want to, you know, self-medicate or what have you. So we did that for a long time, and then it was just a battle. It was a battle for a 1.5 years. We'd find it, he'd get in trouble. It was just kind of back and forth, on and on. I don't know really all the details yet, but at some point, he apparently got some, what he thought was Percocet. And we didn't find this out till after he passed away. And so So I don't know if he did that because we were testing him for THC or what really happened. But one morning I was leaving to go on a business trip, and I walked up the stairs to say goodbye. And he didn't answer. And so I got closer and, leaned down to kind of like, shake him and wake him up, and he was gone. And he'd been gone for a long time. It was really cold. Oh my God.
Is this on the rain card?
I just walked up here to say goodbye, and I think he's dead.
Oh my goodness.
My husband was already at work, so, first you're in disbelief, you're like, his room was always really cold, and we'd gotten a new AC system, and so at first I thought, we just need to warm him up, Just crazy thoughts.
This is so sad.
But I knew he was gone. Where are you?
All right, this got really sad and depressing very quickly. I had to get myself together. I was trying not to look and trying to hold it together, but it was starting to choke me up towards the end. But RIP to him, RIP to the former YouTube CEO's son. I just think it's really messed up to say that, oh, well, this is Susan's karma. Like, what? Like, how can you say something like that based on what she did on YouTube? And I get some people are saying, well, this, affected people's livelihood. All right, cool. But y'all acting like she was doing some evil, cruel stuff. Like, I'm sure that wasn't the intent. It's probably why she is the former CEO, because they felt like it wasn't a good match. But I don't feel like she was doing this from a place of malice. So it's very sick for people to say that it was deserving for what happened to her son. And even if she did do it out of malice, it's like, that's her. Like, why does her son have to suffer the consequences? Like, that's just really sick and really messed up. But yeah, RIP to them. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you're going to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.